Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming into another video. All right, so I'm waiting for my Uber to take me where I need to go, and it says it's 11 minutes away, so I figured I'd make a little quick video. Of course, I have a Laker video coming up for you guys in regards to the Wizards. Are we playing the Wizards? No, we're playing the Clippers, excuse me. Similar colors. The Clippers and the Lakers game is 6 o'clock, but this is not that video. I want to talk about Daniel Gafford. I think Daniel Gafford, it's kind of shocking that the Dallas Mavericks, can't get my teams together. Dallas Mavericks want to put him on the trade block potentially. In my mind, if I'm being honest with you guys, I think Dallas is looking for something specific. I don't think they're just going to throw him out to the wild. I had heard something about how he maybe wants a contract extension or some type of expansion on his contract, but he's on contract through 2027, 26, 27. So it's not like he's going to be a free agent 5 minutes from now. It doesn't really make sense to me that they want to make a move with his contract at this time. That doesn't make any sense to me unless they're going after something specific. And the thing that I think makes sense is a guy like Herb Jones. I think they understand that the New Orleans Pelicans, as of right now, only have one traditional center on their roster in Yves Missi, and he's got some little lingering thing going on. I don't know if you want to call it injury, but he's been day-to-day lately. Maybe it would be best for the Pelicans to consider improving their center position. And I know that they said they didn't want to move Herb Jones, but at one point Herb Jones was on the trade block. So if they could get a player like Daniel Gafford foreseeably under contract for the next year and a half or so, assuming they probably move him at the deadline as an expiring, just like a lot of guys do, or re-sign him if they want to. This may be a wash season for the New Orleans Pelicans, but it may be a worthwhile investment to try to trade for Daniel Gafford and maybe send Dallas Herb Jones. Now, me personally, I would not send Dallas Herb Jones, but what I'm saying is what Dallas probably is hunting for is a player, from what I understand, like a wing, defensive wing, Herb Jones. And then you see that void at that center position for that team. Or you look at a team like the Lakers, of course, with the picks. So if I'm Dallas, I see those picks as very valuable. Maybe I send them Daniel Gafford if they give me whatever draft equity the Lakers would be willing to. So like that's what I think the Mavs are considering. It's a good contract, $14 million a year for the next 2 years. It's a good center, very good center, going to rebound the ball for you. Obviously a great lob threat. I don't think Dallas should be necessarily looking to move him right now. I would maybe move him next summer as an potentially expiring contract for the following year. But like I said, with 2 years left on the deal, to me, it doesn't seem like it makes a whole lot of sense to move him. He's one of the most important players for the Dallas Mavericks. Even though they're only playing him 20 minutes a game, they have Derek Lively and, of course, P.J. Washington in place, and that trio ultimately made them as good as I thought they were last year. And Gafford being on a $14 million contract, it's not like he's eating away at your books in some phenomenal way. So I don't know if I believe the rumors are coming from Dallas, that Dallas is willing to move Gafford, but if they are, I think they're hunting for something specific, and they probably have their eyes on something, and they're hoping that a team would bite on Gafford in giving them. So that's what I actually think is happening there. Reading the smoke signals, it's not a whole lot of reason to move Gafford if you're the Dallas Mavericks. Not anything that makes any sense to me, to be honest with you, unless they're going after something specific. So that's what I'm here to say. I think Dallas is interested in doing something specific there with the exchange for Daniel Gafford, or you'll see him play Dallas Mavericks basketball after the trade deadline. I'm totally thinking he's not going anywhere, if I'm being completely honest with you. Unless somebody gives them something that's going to make it really worthwhile to them. I don't think they're just shopping him to be shopping him. I doubt it. I really doubt it. So that's one name to pay attention to if you're Laker fans. Lakers obviously could use a center. We're trying out Trey Jemison, and he did pretty good in his first game, 4 boards, 2 blocks. And I think it would be a great, worthwhile trade for us if we can get Gafford for something that we appreciate. I don't know that we could do that, but the $14 million shouldn't be too hard to match. The question is, how much draft equity would Dallas want? And in my mind, probably a first rounder or 2, for which I would not be willing to do, to be honest with you. But second round picks, I'd be happy to move for Gafford. You know what I mean? That kind of thing is easy. That's an easy call. So, yeah, I would field phone calls, but once they start talking about first-round picks, stuff like that, that's when I'm probably going to hang up the phone. I understand the importance of the Lakers needing a center. He probably is worth first-round picks if you have plenty to give. But I'm not interested in making the Dallas Mavericks better for a player that's only going to be on contract for a couple of years, who's going to move the needle some for the Lakers, but not enough to make it so that I'm moving my picks and feel good about it. No. I like Gafford a lot, though. And, if he wanted to continue to stay on for $14 million past his contract right now, if he was willing to re-sign for that same amount, he could be extremely intriguing for a lot of teams, because that is a very good amount for the production that he's bringing to the table. He's only 26 years old. And so that is a dirt cheap contract right there, which is another reason why I think Dallas is probably not going to move it, not unless they love what they're seeing in return. I don't think it makes them better. And I don't pride Dallas as being a team that does things that hurt themselves as of late. They've been making nothing but good moves, which is why they were in the finals last year. So I don't believe Gafford's on the move. I think that they're just dangling him to see if somebody would be willing to overpay for him, since he does have a good contract. He is a young center, and there are a lot of teams that need centers. But if I'm being honest, I don't think Dallas really benefits from just moving him to be moving him. I personally think the Dallas Mavericks are still struggling with the departure of what's the guy's name, Jones Jr., who now plays for the Clippers. I think they're still reeling off the fact that he signed with the Clippers. They really needed him to come back. I think they're trying to find a player like him and are willing to sacrifice their three-headed monster center situations to get that piece. And I just think they should have never let him walk. There should have never been an opportunity for him to even leave. That's what I think. I think Dallas probably really messed up there in just making it possible for him to even want to go somewhere else after being in the finals with you and having an intricate role in the finals. He could play multiple positions, highly athletic, helped on, in multiple fronts, especially when he was hitting shots. So I just thought that he was a pivotal key piece for the Dallas Mavericks. And I think they want that type of player back. And I don't know that they can get it without giving up something they don't want to give up. So I don't know. I think they probably just do better, just continuing the groove. Max Prosper, Marshall, you know what I mean? That Marshall deal, he's okay, you know what I mean? I'm not big on Najee Marshall like that. I think he's a nice defender, but he's not a good replacement for the hyper athleticism and length of Derrick Jones Jr. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think Dallas, if they messed up anywhere, that was where they messed up. And if they moved Daniel Gafford, that's them messing up again. So I don't think they should do anything for Gafford. If they're not getting back something they absolutely love, I wouldn't necessarily trade them for picks either, because they still need the piece. They're a win-now team. So pick equity doesn't help you when your timeline is right now. And your superstar is Luka Doncic, who's only 24 years old. I don't think it makes any sense for them to move in a direction that acquires picks. Now with the timeline that they have, now with most of their players being fairly young, so that's another thing. I just like for an older team who's about to rebuild, or a young team that still has extremely developing players on it, bringing in picks for Daniel Gafford is probably more beneficial. Bringing in a 2029, 2030 pick for Daniel Gafford if you're the Dallas Mavericks doesn't do anything for your timeline right now. So that's why I think they're going after a specific player or piece. Maybe they have their eyes on something. Herb Jones makes sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense for the Pelicans, since they're a tanking team, to really do anything like that. But like I said, he's on for 2 years. Next year is not going to be a tank year for the Pellies, especially if they get a very high-level rookie in the draft. They're most definitely going to be players to contend next year. It was only injuries that hurt the Pelicans, to be honest with you. I don't think they should do a wholesale on their talent. Everybody's under contract past this year. Just tank it out, get a top 5 pick, and try again next year with a souped-up team, because that's exactly what the Pelicans are going to have. And it's not likely that they have the same injury issues that they had this year. So I'm not moving Herb Jones for Daniel Gafford if I'm them. If anything, I'm just going to target the best center in the draft with one of my top picks. That's probably how I'm going to do that. So that's what I'm here to tell y'all, man. I don't think it's going to happen. But we'll see what happens. Just the same, there are some teams who need to pay for a center one way or another, the Lakers being one of them. I don't know if they're going to be willing to move a first for him, but it's in their best interest to do something. I'll tell you that. The Lakers should definitely try to get a center. Trey Jemison and Jackson Hayes and all these old Pelican centers is not enough for us to really back up Anthony Davis properly. So we would be wise to kind of prioritize the center. But I see my Uber coming right now in the form of a taxi, and I will see you all very soon. BDF44, thank you all for watching.